What is up, YouTube? This is your boy Mr. Marvel here, back with another video this afternoon. Uh, so I wanted to talk about DC a little bit. I want to talk about DC a little bit, get into that topic for a little while. So DC. Now, DC's done some good stuff over the years. They've, collaborated with, other TV shows, which they are doing now, and other stuff as well, which is good and which is interesting. And, they pumped some good cartoons back then, like Justice League, Titans and Teen Titans Go, which sucks. All the good stuff. I mean, they've really made some really interesting stuff over the years, and what they're doing TV shows now, like, from Black Lightning and Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and now Gotham, and Supergirl, and they're collaborating together one by one. Something to do that with a crossover of this week actually. Of that, and I was watching, bits and clips of it, and really interesting. I look forward to watching that. I like when they do crossovers of shows and they get things together. Talked about Gotham and all that, so really introduce that eventually. Within time, I think. Give it like a week or so, I don't know. Should be good. Coming out December 8th, I think it is for that, so look forward to that. Of course, the holidays are around the corner, so before it'll be Christmas. So look forward to that. As well as everything else. So basically, like we're saying, DC's coming with some good stuff and cartoons and all that. Like the crossovers that they're doing everything now, which is really good, and I enjoy that. So, no complaints there. But I think I've got a few questions with it and whatnot. I do question a couple things with it as well. I do question, yeah, they're doing a crossover and all that, which is great. About time and whatnot. Trying to introduce more characters into the DC world, which is about time, I think. I just never figured it'd take so long to do all this, but that's the DC for you, so. DC Universe and, the Marvel Universe is totally different, and I think DC is pretty much kind of there, I think, or barely. In my prediction, I don't think they're really there yet, but they're getting there, I think, in slow time, I mean. I do give them some kind of credit, I guess, for it or whatever. More or less there, but they're getting there. You can't really disregard them yet, but, give it time. I give it time. The DC's tried over the years to make things better and collaborate with different stuff and make it more about what they want it to be, and, doing all this TV shows and stuff now, which is nice, and introducing more characters, and, of course, Batwoman's going to be introduced into the DC Universe and the TV series, which is nice, and, I really think that they should have used it, people from the TV show put into the, DC movies like Justice League and all that, because they have experience with it and they know what they're doing, and I think that would have been a better collaboration than what they have now, but, I think that would have been a huger hit, with the characters they have now, and I think that should have been a bigger topic there, because it would have been more interesting to see them, from, the DC TV shows into the movie business, which I think would have been great, because they have a cast, they have all the people, they have what they need, they have an Arrow, they have a Flash, they have Legends, they have all that stuff, and I think they really need that, in the TV series, into the movie business. And I think if they'd done that, they would have been set, but they, again, DC does things differently, and that kind of just pissed me off a little bit, because you could have used all these characters from the TV show, put them into the movie business, but I get why they didn't want to do it, but they should have. And I think that's kind of a smarter move on their part. And everybody likes the Flash and all that, and, how they changed him and whatnot from the cartoon to the big screen, and him doing his own solo movie. I think they should have really used the guy who plays Flash now, and put him in that, and then you'd been set, because it would have been more of a better movie, I think, and a better success. And with the Flash they have now, I think it's going to be okay, but I don't think it's great as a TV series. I don't think that, what they're doing with that is any better, but I really think they could have used from the guy from that TV series into that. I get they're trying to keep it today's decade and try to make it better, but doing what they're doing with it now, I don't know how that's going to really affect too much in the DC Universe. I don't know if they're going to accept that, but, I think they can do whatever the hell they want. I could care less, but, again, DC's lacking so much other things. Movies like I've done in my the DC video, and I got a couple of views on that, which is great, and explain that and just, spoke the truth on that, because you basically got a lot of collaborations and what they're doing with it now and how they're making it more exciting and whatnot for us fans. But again, my true opinion, I think they really should have used people from the TV series, from Flash, Arrow, and Legends, and Supergirl into that series, and it makes sense too because you have that already. You're already set with it. You have a good cast, and you know that they know what they're doing. You could put them on the big screen; it would have been great, and you wouldn't have to look for anybody. But if they want to screw it up and out the people they have now to play Flash and whatever else, and they already got Batman, they have Superman, they have Wonder Woman to keep those guys, but you need more characters down there really to do stuff. She was gonna go. It already has a John Jones. You could have used that. You would have an Arrow. You would have a Flash and all those stuff, and you could have used all that for the series. For the movies, of course, and of course they turned that down. I mean, it would have been a fucking better success for them to do that, to pull that onto the big screen. You would have a set cast, and you would have been great with it, and been great for Justice League, and have been a huge success. But I get why they want to switch it up, but I don't think they should have. I think they really should have done that from the beginning. Just cast people from the TV series who's already done this stuff, and they would have experience with this. Hey, they get them right to the big screen. It'd been great, and they didn't do that. And I'm like, they could have done that because it'd been more of a success for them to put that onto the big screen, and the big screen would have been huge and successful for them. It's just how DC thinks is just different from how they can collaborate and do all these cool things, and when I can, it's just I love the TV series that they're doing, Flash and all that stuff is great, and I love it all. It's just to see, I would rather see that on the big screen. I'd rather see those group of people on the big screen getting the opportunity to really shine and do what they gotta do. They've done it on TV, they could do it on the big screen. It'd been perfect for them. It's just how DC looks towards things now and towards the future of what they're trying to make. I really think, in my general opinion, they should have gone that other way instead of going the way they're doing now, because you might get more somewhat bad reviews on the other stuff, but not too much on anything else. I mean, you got what you have now. You're already doing a Wonder Woman 2. You're already doing Aquaman, which is coming out in December, and almost in December here. And you got Shazam next year. I mean, that's all good. I mean, keep that cast, which is great. Don't change anything with that. It's just, I truly think that they should have gone with the cast from the TV series to play the characters that they need, that they don't have. And they already got a Flash for the movies, but I think I would have taken him out and put in the guy who plays Barry Allen on the show, and used him. I mean, it would have been perfect. Even again, Stephen Amell would have been great for the Arrow. He already is the Arrow, so I put him on that. But I don't think they would really go in that kind of direction. They should have, though. It'd been really perfect. I mean, I don't know who they're gonna use for Arrow or Green Lantern or whatever the hell they're gonna do with that. I mean, they don't have anything yet. But again, if they did use a Green Arrow, I would say use Charlie Hoffman from Sons and put him in that. And but when you got an Arrow, and I like how they just change so many things up. They don't really think as well as they should. I mean, again, DC does their own thing. They do what they want. But again, you want to kind of collaborate more, make it more exciting for us fans to go see it and be excited to. But you're not doing that at this point. You're making it more about different options and different experiences, and not making about what we want, but what they want. And what they want is a whole different thing from what we see. I mean, if we fans spoke out and said what we really want, we would have been fine with it. But to change all that now, it kind of fucks up a few things, and you can't really say that anybody disagrees here, because I don't. I say that if they went for they got people from the TV series and put it into big screen, it'd have been a huge success, great reviews, and there'd be no problems. And again, now what they have now, you got a few bumps in the roads here, coming out a couple issues. I mean, you got a good cast for the other movies, which is great, but I really think they should have gone the other direction, and they would have collaborated better. I mean, they better focus on the films and better greater success. You already have a few issues with the Batman and Superman, of course, but that's no surprise. Just that doesn't really fucking surprise me, because that's DC. They always come into some kind of problems and some kind of situation here, and that kind of pisses me off a little bit, because you figure they have everything set down pat, and you got everything together, but they don't. That kind of bothers me, because you would think that DC would have more of a head on their shoulders here, and they'd be thinking straight, they'd be doing more and coming up with some better ideas, but they're not. It's just, kicking everybody else, kicking themselves in the ass here. It's like, oh, what do we do now? And how can we make things better? Well, you should have thought about that first before you screw things up. And that's the DC universe. They screw things up in the movie business more than they can think of anything better, because they've done great success with the TV series, which is great. They've done better with that, but they can't do any better with the movie business because they keep screwing that up, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing because they don't get it. They don't get it. Like, we see things differently from how they see things, and we give our point of view, we give our opinions, which it matters, and they don't take the collaboration. I mean, you got, what you have now, congrats, but if they fuck that up, they're gonna realize it's gonna suck. I don't know how they can fix it, but I mean, they should, but they're not going to. I don't think that where they're going with this in this point of direction is going to make any success any better. I mean, you got, Suicide Squad 2 coming out next year and year after that, or whatever. That's going to be a huge hit. So it's everything else that they're going to do is just, don't change anything yet. Don't keep changing things up and then hoping we would be approving of this or like it or whatever. They don't care about opinions. They just want to make movies and make it all about what they want to do. But, as long as they don't change up a Harley Quinn, as long as they don't change up a Joker, which they've done that already. I mean, the Joker thing's always been a nightmare. Batman's always been another story. But, I mean, send out Superman. They can never change anything. But they can keep the same Wonder Woman. They can keep, Aquaman. They keep all that. But they can't keep certain people together because they keep screwing things up or somehow or whatever they're doing and making it differently. But if we had it the way we would see it, the way we would thought it would be, it'd be more successful. It's just how they do things differently in Hollywood is how we, straight up opinions, give our opinions about this stuff. And we have a right to. We have a saying, okay, if we could, give our pointers here and say what we really have to say there, it'd make more sense, but the way they see things now is just, I don't know. I don't know if they can ever come back from that. And again, if Justice League 2 can be a success, so whenever that's going to ever happen, it'd be great. If Suicide Squad could do better, which they will, it'd be great. It's just little things they have to come up with, and little things they have to do to get it together. They need to. I mean, let's see how Aquaman does. If that's become a huge success, and I think that will be. Same thing with Wonder Woman, that'd be a great success as well. It's just my concern is, how's Justice League gonna come? How's Justice League gonna become a good movie? How's it gonna be better than the first one? How can it be more great? How can it be more exciting, more thrilling? They need to get on that, and I think they can. It's just within time, they struggle, but I think they can get there. They can really make it hugely successful again. Yeah, well, good, but at the moment, there's always a few bumps there, and they know they have that. They just don't want to. They don't want to say that they're wrong about certain things. They know it. They know what they're doing, but they don't want to. They don't want to say why. And that kind of throws things in different perspectives here. It's like, okay, do they know what they're doing? Do they know what they're doing? Do they need a different perspective here? I mean, come on. It's like, Jesus Christ, get it together. You can't even do that. That's what gets me in that shit. They don't really fucking understand, like, we have an opinion here, and we would like to speak it. Can we speak it? Can we say what we have to say, and then they understand where we're coming from? And I don't think they do. I don't think that they will listen to us more than listen to themselves, but that's just DC for you. DC does what DC wants, but what do the fans want? I mean, we want good movies, make it successful, make it great, but at this point, I'm not seeing it. I mean, I don't see it at all. I mean, I can see better with the TV series, because the TV series are awesome, and doing good with that, but you look at it from a standpoint here, you compare what's better, the TV series or the movies, and I would say the TV series more than the movies, because they haven't done much of last year or anything. They haven't done much. So that kind of says a lot of things here, and I kind of, express my point in that. When you're making a good movie, you have to know what the hell you're doing, and I think they know what they're doing, but do they really? I mean, you look at it from any other point of view or any other angle here, you could say they could be screwing a few things up, or a few issues, which they do, and that's the movie business for. That's what they fucking do. They struggle with these things. They can't keep things together. They can't keep a cast together because they don't get it. They don't see how we see it, and they need to understand that. And if they did more, they wouldn't be so many fucking problems with this shit, and we would have been complaining about it, so much. And I really think they could fix that. I really think they could really pull it together and say, okay, we can do great, do better, make better movies, but how can you? I mean, can they really come back from all this shit? And I don't know if they can. I mean, you could say so much about DC and so much about anything else. It's just DC's always been a bigger issue here, and it's just they don't want to focus on it. They rather ignore that. And I can see that. I could see why they would ignore it, because they don't want to say anything about it. They don't want to do anything about it. And that kind of throws the whole situation to another fucking spiral here, and makes it more of an issue for them, because they don't want to really say what's going on in here. And all that. I would basically say, okay, get your shit together, get your cast together, get some things going, make some movies, and get it working. Get working on it. Simple. It's just they don't really want to fix a lot of things now more than they should have done last year. They should have made movies last year. They should put things out, but they did in 2018. They didn't do any of that. I mean, you put out Aquaman this year and you put out Shazam next year. Great, but you didn't do anything this year. And that kind of throw things in a perspective here. And it was just very sad that they couldn't do any of that and put anything out there at the moment, because Marvel's been kicking their ass for years and do better than them, and you see why. If they had a better head on them and said, okay, we really need to step up our game here, and we really need to make some movies, you should have done that. And then 2018 wasn't their year. It really wasn't. If next year isn't the year, then they've just destroyed it completely. But if it is their year next year, then congrats. I have hope, but at this point, I don't know, because there's a lot of ifs and doubts about this, and let's wait and see what happens. That's all we can really ask for. It's only hope we have to say, okay, can we see what they can come up with next? Can they make things better? Can they do better than what they've done last year and the year before? I think so. But most people might think differently, but I truly think that they would have success with this if they can, really come up with some really good ideas and make some good movies, which they will next year and whatever else. I just hope for the best. That's all I can say. That's all I can say for now. So, until then, this is boy Mr. Marvel. Like, subscribe to this video, leave your comments down below. Until then, peace.